Yeah, so one of the reasons I like to ride to work is it just lets me know what's going on in my neighborhood, right? And beyond my neighborhood. My neighborhood is basically the whole length of Manhattan, from Harlem down to the financial district and the civic district, which is where I do my work as a lawyer. And here at 55th Street, I've noticed this construction site, and it's really part of the decades-long project that I've been supporting my whole life of reconnecting New Yorkers with their waterfront here on the Hudson River. This used to be, long ago an industrial section, then it got sort of run down, the industry left, and they just sort of shut down the waterfront and you couldn't get here. Well, then cyclists, urbanists, others who cared about the public realm in New York got together, and we started reconnecting people with their waterfront, and you see the economic vitality that's going on. So I come by now, this thing, it's not just like a few stories, 1, 2, or 3. It looks like it could rise quite high here on the coast. I'm sure that raises concerns for some people, saying, oh, it's a new way of being cut off from the waterfront. I don't think so. We've got to have economic development, cultural development in New York. So I pulled over here. I asked the guy at the gate, what's going on here? What are they building? And he said it's going to be some kind of a film facility, right? Think, Silver Cup Studio, Kaufman Astoria Studios out in Queens. It's great. People maybe will come here because of the cachet, the film industry. No, I'm not really part of that. I'm just doing my little videos on social media. But, New York, in fact, is a film center. And along with outdoor shoots on classic, iconic Manhattan streetscapes with rows of, brownstones or other row houses, beautiful architecture, then you can take the same talent, pop over to here. You can do some filming in an interior that's constructed by a professional film set crew and the scenic artists, designers, and others, many of whom actually favor using bikes. I'm not exactly sure why, but creative professionals in the film industry, they're out there on bikes. Unfortunately, a fair number of them get hit, and I end up representing them. So, it's just another kind of economic development we have going on in New York City here along the waterfront. And I'm all in support of it. Even though it creates problems to be managed, the haters out there who comment on these videos are like, well, if you don't like the fact that it's noisy in the city or that there's construction and detours in the city, why don't you leave the city? No one loves that there is a detour in their way to work or if there's unnecessary noise. But it's part of what goes along with economic development. That's just how it is. So no, I'm not going to move out of the city. And yes, I'm going to support economic development. And at the same time, I'm going to say, while you're doing your economic development, make sure you don't make our rights of way unduly cramped, unnecessarily so, introduce unnecessary risks or dangers. And I'm ready, in the form of added prices for goods, added payment for taxes, whatever it is, to contribute my share so that we can all do it, and we can do it safely and efficiently and get done what we need to get done. Economic development, getting to work along the riverfront. We can make it work. We're smart enough. It's not rocket science, right? So it's not a question of bah humbug, complaining about the economic development. It's just be mindful. Be thoughtful about how to organize your economic development so that at the end of the day, it can coexist peacefully with people just getting to work. Because, that's also a necessary part of the economic development of the waterfront. And it's all coming together.